More than 50% of new businesses fail within their first 5 years, and over 33% are still not turning a profit by that time. So, how do you give yourself the highest likelihood of succeeding in a business? Because let's be real for a second. The winners aren't those who just work hard. No, they're the ones who also work smart. So, in this video, we're going to break down every single way why 90% of small businesses fail and how you can be the 10% that actually wins. By the way, I'm Sylvester, a funding specialist who's worked with hundreds of small business owners just like you. And I know that sinking feeling when bills pile up, sales slow down, and you wonder, will my business ever make it? So if you're feeling stuck, let me help you. The first reason as to why your business is failing is cash flow. Here's something you won't believe. Cash is the heartbeat of your business. Doesn't matter how busy your store is getting, how many sales you're making. If your cash isn't flowing at the right time, your business is going to flatline. So how do you fix this? The first option is to first of all fix the leaks. Like, where's your money being spent the most with the least ROI? Every subscription, every process, every wasted hour. Find it and bootstrap it. Now, come close for a second. If you have to be selfish to be selfless, then fine, because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. If you have to let go of a few employees during a slow season just to cut the cost, you're going to have to look at it as business and not personal if you really want to stay afloat. The other way to do this is to master the art of using debt to grow your business. Like, it really blows my mind that people are still making the same mistake. They avoid funding because of fear, thinking that debt equals risk. Well, here's the secret. Rich people don't just use their own money. They use other people's money to grow, invest, and scale. And even if their bets go wrong, they have a relationship with banks that allows them to refinance. So, if your business is struggling for finances and you're looking for a lender to be in your back pocket, one you can call on speed dial anytime you need funds for your business, then just click on the link in the description and we can help you get a business loan that best suits your business needs and goals. Now, if you do one thing today, make sure it's this, guys. Learn how to safely use debt to grow, cover gaps, and create a cushion so that cash flow never flatlines. Now, the next reason why your business might fail is due to competition. Now, the biggest mistake new business owners make is thinking the only way to win is going head to head with the big companies. But here's the thing. These big giants, they have really deep pockets. They're dropping thousands on marketing, promotions, and campaigns, while you, on the other hand, are barely scratching the surface, even getting the wrong business loans or digging into personal savings just to keep up. That's how businesses fail. So here's the secret to solve all this. You don't compete with money. You compete with trust. You build a community, a tribe, a group of people who know, like, and trust you. Fun fact, I bet you didn't know that the small businesses that survived COVID while the bigger competition were dropping like flies weren't the ones who spent the most money, but the simple mom and pop shops that had built a real relationship with their clients. They showed up, they connected, they engaged with customers and answered questions, becoming a trusted resource, not just another business after their money. You keep this kind of crowd, there's not a tide that can rock your boat. Now, let's talk about social media delusion, chasing the glamour. Now, this might be controversial, but social media is actually messing with your business brain. You're wasting your time binging idea after idea, chasing that dopamine rush of fancy wins that aren't really real. Things nobody tells you is that these wins you see, those are not real. They're actually highlight reels. Want to know something weird? I was a victim myself, and I'm not saying that no one makes money, but I got caught up in the wave of the FBA boom. On paper, it looked profitable. I spent thousands diving in thinking I'd hit it big, but once I was deep in the process, the reality kind of hit me. The platform I was using, Amazon, shout out to Jack Bezos, by the way, if you're watching, was also my competition. And on top of that, they allowed a bunch of cheaper knockoffs from China to compete with me. If that wasn't enough, they even took my own data on what I was selling to use themselves and again, share it with my competition. Eventually, it just became a hobby I just had to give up. So how do you avoid this? Seeing past the highlight reel and making a logical decision beyond all the glamour. Here's what you do. You find a mentor who's actually in the business and get into the field. Don't start just because you saw an influencer making it look easy on YouTube or TikTok. Learn from someone who's doing the work. See the real challenges and understand what actually works on the ground. Now, this is your official warning. Do not quit your job. Now, I'll tell you what. Based on over 10 years experience in the finance space, business owners that actually survived were those who started their businesses as a side hustle while still keeping their regular jobs. They used their salary instead of debt to find their side hustles and only quit once it was generating enough income to sustain their own expenses and that of the business. So if you quit your job and expect your new business to sustain itself and pay for your own expenses, chances are you fail. But here's something you won't believe. Stats show that 2/3 are more likely to succeed in their startup and make money if they stay at their job. So let's not fight the data. Now, last but not least, strategy and tech. Like, stop staying in the past. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but change is inevitable. And here's the truth. The businesses that resist eventually fail. Now, we had a laundromat as a client that was constantly taking loans just to cover payroll. After a quick audit, we realized that all they really needed was a little technology. They added machines that were dispensing soap, allowed customers to top up laundry cards, and even given change, thus cutting costs dramatically. The results? They reduced staff, improved cash flow, and reduced the debt that would have otherwise drowned their business in the first place. Now, you get to pick. You can either use these methods that we've talked to increase the likelihood of your business to succeed, or you can ignore them and stand to get kicked out of the game, because it's more than picking what wins and what loses. It's investing in something you decided to dedicate your life to in order to offer us the services and products that solve our problems and meet our needs, because there's a magic that happens when people like you decide to build instead of consume. And if you'd like to watch a video on how to get a loan to grow your business, you should watch this video right here. See you there.